Hey everybody, today I'm upgrading my condo. They're going to be delivering a bunch of stuff probably in the next 20 minutes. I was going to go live with this, but kind of changed my mind because I might have to go down and help them coming up and stuff like that. I did buy a lot of stuff. So I just wanted to kind of go, before they get here, I wanted to show you my condo and kind of what you get in Thailand, because most condos in Thailand will come furnished. But there's a big but with this. There's the bathroom, by the way. But there's a big but with this, is that lots of time condos come furnished. I mean, sometimes you get lucky where you can at least go and see the condo in person to see if you like it or not. Sometimes, you know, you're booking the condo when you're already in your country, so you're just looking at pictures. You're not really looking at things in person. So, you know, just depending upon where you are, if you're in Thailand, you're not going to make this mistake. But lots of times when they come furnished, sometimes they just put random stuff in your condo, nothing matches. Other times they just put really, really cheap stuff in the condo. And, I live in Hua Hin, so this is at the Casita Condo. And in this condo, they just really put the bare basics, and it's really cheap. So I lived here for about 6 months, and I re-signed the lease for 1 year. So I kind of told myself, if I'm going to stay here and I re-sign the lease, I'm going to buy more stuff to make it look like a home. I mean, that's the really thing. If you live here in Thailand, move here in Thailand, or you stay long term in Thailand, you're gonna want to kind of make your place look like a home. I mean, if it just looks like you live in a hotel or you live in a cheap hotel, you're not gonna like it. Sooner or later, months down the road, you're not gonna enjoy yourself. And at the La Casita, this is a beautiful condo. I mean, everything's brand new. This building's only about 4 years old. So, I'm doing a really decent upgrade. So let me show you around real quick. Chatted enough. So let me flip the camera around. I'll show you, and then I'll turn the camera back on when we actually get things delivered. So right here, I'm actually walking in the bedroom. It's a little bit messy because we are, again, getting stuff delivered. So you can kind of see there's a lot of just blank walls. Brand new again, but it's just, this is how it's been for about 6 months. I have a little nook place back right in here. There was a little couch, a little sofa sitting right there. They kind of made it almost like a nook place, but I never used it. And I actually bought a desk to go right in here because I do work from home. So I swing it here. You can kind of see, everything's brand new. Not bad. This is the bathroom in here. The bathroom's kind of simple, so there's not a whole lot of room in the bathroom. I mean, especially to kind of make it really only for one person. So there's no storage, no nothing. I did get a piece for the bathroom that's going to go right in here, just to put all my bathroom essentials and a place to kind of keep everything. That's really my only complaint with this condo, is that there's no room to kind of store anything. And this is where you keep all your clothes, stuff like that. Now we're going into the kitchen. That's Ang. This is the kitchen right here. Now the big thing with a kitchen is it's really half a kitchen. There's the fan. You might be hearing that. But this is really just half a kitchen. And over on this side, it's a little bit messy. But I got a huge cabinet that actually put dry ingredients. Because when you go shopping, we go to the street markets, there's no place to put your dry ingredients. There's no storage whatsoever. That's the refrigerator. Flip it, and you see Ang again, getting beautiful. Then this is the living room. So that mini sofa on the back side here, I took that out of the bedroom, stuck in here. You can kind of see there's nothing really on the walls. I am going to get some more decorations, but there's just really nothing on the walls. So it kind of just looks like, I don't want to sound mean. It looks like a cheap hotel, but it just looks a very basic room. I already got the furniture out here, got that several months ago. That's the balcony. Then outside, I'll show you outside real quick, might as well. Now, if you have a washer and dryer, you can actually put it right here, but I don't have one. And this is the pool outside. So it's a fantastic condo. They kind of the owners and stuff like that really need help with decorating the place. But other than that, let's kind of wait until they come. They're supposed to show up here in about 15 minutes. Maybe I'll bring the camera downstairs. I don't know yet. Just kind of play that by ear. But once you get up here, start decorating, start putting things together, then show you guys the end result. Okay, I have to find Ang because security is being really strict today. It's nice to have strict security. They're just strict the opposite today, if you know what I mean. They're here. We're getting ready. Okay, we got everything delivered, and they put everything together that needed to be put together, but I forgot how much stuff I got that needed to be put together. So they already done that. They left. I was gonna film it, but just to, just with privacy and stuff like that, some people don't want to be filmed. So I did a little snapshot of them putting stuff together. But other than that, I kind of left it private rather than kind of running the camera. Right now it is still a mess in here, but we got the table ready already here. I got the desk over here. We got the mirror looking right there. Ang's in the bathroom. We're trying to organize the bathroom right now, but we got a lot of little stuff to kind of do, put together, dishes like the lamps, the lights and stuff like that. But other than that, I put the camera down and we'll kind of get working here a little bit. Hey everybody, we are back. We finally got everything delivered, everything put together. Like I said before, in Thailand, which is great, that when you order things to put together, when they deliver it, they put it together for you. And when I bought everything, I kind of forgot. I did buy a lot. I think 5 things needed to be put together. So we bought a lot of big stuff. Everything's put together and we had time to kind of decorate, rearrange the place. So I want to show you what we did. The only thing that I still need to do is really bring in kind of minor decorations, either something like pictures on the wall or plants or minor decorations. But it was kind of hard to do that because I bought such bigger furniture stuff that I needed to get it placed in order to kind of see what it looked like before buying like minor stuff. But it looks pretty good. It looks kind of 100% better just without the pictures and little decorations. So let's get rock and rolling. I'll flip around the camera and kind of show you what we did. Okay, we will start kind of outside walking in. That way you kind of get a look at, there's Aang in the background, kind of what everything looks like just walking into the place. So it looks a lot better than what it did. I mean, again, as you can see, I need some pictures on the wall. Let me shut the door here, then I'll start showing you around kind of what we did. So in the kitchen, the biggest thing what we wanted in the kitchen is this stand right here. Because like I said before, there was really no place to put dry ingredients and there was really no storage in the kitchen. You just have these cabinets up here and that's it. And you have some stuff down here and that was it. So we really wanted this and this, that way we can get anything we're storing on the floor, get it off, get it organized. So we really love this. The only thing in this corner here, what I really want, the only big thing that I really need is, I was thinking about putting like one of those water machines right here. That way it saves room in the refrigerator. We did add here because they had like really cheap stuff. When the condo's new, then they bring in all cheap furniture, all cheap decorations. It just looks very cheap. So I started buying just nicer stuff here. Up here, we did buy a dish set. So what ended up happening was they had such good sales when we went to Index. I bought the pans. So when I bought the pans, I really wanted the pans, but then we actually got the dish set for free. And this is way better. I need to buy some more glasses. But even the dishes here, they had just random dishes, it wasn't like a whole set. just random stuff. Here over here is basically the agent has to pick up. She was supposed to pick it up on the day they delivered everything, but you can see it's still sitting there. Then over here, I got this just to put fruit on, something a little bit nicer. Eggs sit out. Now this might be different from your country. In Thailand, they don't do anything to the eggs. They don't actually soak the eggs. I don't know what they do to the eggs in the United States, but in the United States, all the eggs are refrigerated. But in Thailand, all the eggs sit out. Now let's go to the living room. Now living room, the big thing we did in the living room, we added this rug, which gives it a really nice feel. I already had in the background here, I already had the table and chairs for the balcony. I bought that a little while ago. Then we added this little stand here. It's not decorated how I want it yet, but we're just kind of moving things around. Now over here, before in the video, I really had all my work stuff. I have 2 laptops and books. I really had all my books up here, my laptops down here. So since I moved everything to the bedroom, it freed up a lot of space here, and it kind of just made it look way more homey. Plus, when I work from home, when you work remote, you know, when you have all your stuff around, it kind of makes you don't feel relaxed at home. So going into the bedroom, I put the desk here. This is where I put my laptops. I'm still decorating it, still kind of organizing a little bit. But this little nook area is actually pretty cool because once I put everything here, I really don't see it. The only time I see the desk, see my work area, is when I first walk into the condo. When I'm over here in the living room, you hardly see it over here. It's really in an angle, it's really hidden. And you work from home again, that's really a key. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. That way I don't think about work. Then I added the lamps. They didn't even have lamps in here, so I added the lamps just to kind of give it a better touch. There's nothing on the walls again, so I really want to hang something on this wall. Right now we're going through a debate because we don't know if the owner will let me hang anything on the wall. So we're going through that debate right now. Now we got this mirror. This mirror, I don't know if we'll stay here or not. What ended up happening with the mirror was this stand over here, I really wanted this stand, but when I bought this stand, I got the mirror for free. So we ended up getting a lot for free. Then in the bathroom, the biggest thing we changed with the bathroom is this stand right here. Again, there is nothing in the bathroom. There's no storage whatsoever in the bathroom, especially for 2 people, that, you know, you needed someplace to just put deodorants, toothbrush, toothpaste, rather than having everything, you know, everything layered across the sink. So I kind of love this stand. But again, with the stand, when we bought the stand, I actually got this hall tree for free. And this is it looked really more modern than the one they had in the room. This is the one they had, which is it's okay, a little bit ugly, but I'll have the owner take that one because we got a better one. It looks a little bit better. But other than that, I'll flip around the camera and tell you some pros and cons, then wrap this baby up. Okay, let's wrap this up a little bit. But I want to kind of give you some pros and cons to kind of think about when you're looking for a condo in Thailand. And some of the things that I kind of run into as well, that stuff that you don't know until you really run into it, because a lot of things that you just assume is going to be, you're going to get with a condo, or you assume that you can do with a condo or do with an apartment like you would rent back in the States. So lots of times, you know, you want to make sure, you want to be clear to make sure you can do everything you want to do inside your place. Now, a couple things here is really with rent. Now rent, you're going to get a better price for a condo if you're really here in Thailand. That way you can look at the condo in person, and you're in person to negotiate. And when you're in person, I mean, you can rent it right now. When they deal with you on the phone, or they deal with you, you know, booking something online, or booking something when I'm still in the States, like I did this time, is, you know, they're not going to give you as good of a deal. And it really depends upon when you're coming in. If you're coming in high season again is from November to February. Then after, that's really high season. But in my experience being here now, living here, really March and April, in my opinion, is still a little bit high season. It's not as high, it's a little bit more calmer. But in April, Thailand has Songkran. That's their actually new year. It's a big celebration in April. That keeps April kind of busy. So what I'm experiencing in April, even a lot of owners don't want to negotiate that well in April just because of Songkran, because a lot of people are still coming in for kind of like Thailand New Year. And it's a great big water festival, so it's pretty awesome. It's coming up in the next couple days here, so we'll have a lot of fun with that. But it's really going to go into like May. You know, when you really hit May, May is going into low season. Then around June, July really hits rainy season. So you're going to get better deals as you kind of drift off into May, June, and July and rainy season to really negotiate either a 6-month or a year contract. Now, with that being said, is, you know, like I said, lots of times if you're here, you're gonna get a better deal. Also, if you're here, you're seeing everything eye to eye. You're seeing everything in person. So lots of times, I got lucky with this place because with La Casita is super popular right now in Hua Hin. This is probably almost the best place to live in Hua Hin. And maybe there's maybe one or two other places to go, but as far as I found right now, La Casita is pretty much the best place to go, the best place to live, just because of location. You're right in the middle of Hua Hin. You're only about a 5-minute walk from the beach. All you have to do is cross the road, and the beach is right there. And La Casita sits like right in between Market Village. That's the mall on the left-hand side, and it sits. Then on the right-hand side, you have Blueport, and that's a mall. So I can pretty much walk to both malls. So it sits in a perfect location. Plus, it's quiet, and that's what you're going to want to look for, like in a condo or an apartment. Is once you go deeper into Hua Hin, a lot of the condos that sits on the outskirts of Hua Hin, they sit around, or they're really close to either bars or nightclubs or places that have a band. Like lots of times the nightlife here it's very busy, even in Hua Hin. And the nightlife, when people go out at nighttime, they like to go out at nighttime. They got bands that play every single day, and if your condo sits by where that band plays, it becomes very noisy. So like I've looked at like my Soy 88 condo, that's kind of popular, but I didn't really like the location because it sits on the outskirts. It didn't look like they kind of did a good upkeep of the condo. I like the rooms. They had actually better rooms than La Casita, but because the owners actually really decorated the rooms very, very well. But I just didn't like the location. The location was on the outskirts, so 100% you're going to need a motorbike to get around. You can't walk nowhere. Then it's also loud there at nighttime. So meaning like when you try to sleep, you got a band playing until 2 a.m. So even for my agent will tell me a lot of people break their leases in those places. But only thing, again, the only way you're going to know is if you're here in person and you can go look at it, the area. Then I would advise you even go at nighttime and go in the area at nighttime, so you know what the area is like at nighttime. So if it's going to be loud at nighttime, they got bands playing at nighttime, just because you're going to hear that inside your condo. I think the last thing is I start seeing, like looking at places in person, is how well, I got a couple more things here, is how well they do the upkeep. I kind of brought that up, but since it's a condo, La Casita, they do a wonderful job, like a superb job at upkeeping the condo, upkeeping the pool, upkeeping all the trees, the garden, watering everything, clean. Everything's clean. The security does a decent job. So I look at that as well when I'm looking at condos. Sometimes I start seeing that when you go view the condo, you can tell right away they don't upkeep it very well, or they don't have a lot of staff. So of course the upkeep is going to be neglected. And so, a lot of the condos here in Hua Hin, they don't upkeep the condos very well. But right now, La Casita, since it's new or newer, is the upkeep is very, very good. And I think the last thing I kind of want to share is once you come in the condo, this is something we assume that we can do. Like when we were coming from the States, maybe you rent apartments or you rent houses or you rent condos before, you pretty much can do anything you want. If you destroy anything, well, they're just going to keep your security deposit to fix everything. But one of the things you're going to want to do is, especially when you come in with your own stuff, you're going to want to make sure that the owner will take their stuff. You know, like if I don't want the bed, the owner will take it and I'll buy a new bed. If I don't want the couch, the owner will take it and I can buy my own couch. Or anything you don't want in your room or in your condo, the owner will take. You're gonna want to make sure that the owner will take their stuff. You don't want to you can't throw it away. You can, but you're gonna replace it. You know, when you move out, 100%. So you're gonna want to make sure that you just don't assume like, well, I don't want this here, take it. And after you sign the lease, I mean, there's nothing you can do. If the owner comes back and says, no, I want all my stuff there, I don't want you to touch it, it's going to stay in the condo, that's it. So you want to make sure that they can remove the stuff that you don't want. Also, like I did bring up with the walls, like, because I want to hang some pictures. I don't want to hang like heavy stuff on the walls, but hang some pictures to give a little bit more decoration to the place. And that's kind of been a little bit of a debate going on between myself and the agent and even Ang. So that if we can hang anything on the walls. So I got to clear it by the agent first, because I just want to hang some pictures on the wall, give it a little bit more color in the room, a little bit more character in the room. And so you want to find that stuff out as well before you would sign the lease and move in. Like everything you want to do, you just want to put it out there and be clear you can do everything. And because you just can't assume how it is in your country is going to be the same way in Thailand. So you just want to just ask those simple questions and don't assume anything. And I'm sure it will be okay, because I'm very nice with stuff anyway. And you could easily look for light pictures that aren't really heavy, that you can easily hang on the wall without destroying the drywall, and it's easy to cover up with a drywall putty and put some white paint over. You can fix the wall very simple. But other than that, I think that's it. And like I said in the beginning, it's just kind of what you want. The location, to me, the location, and the upkeep of the condo, how quiet the condo is going to be. That's why I kind of chose to kind of stay at La Casita. Those were the kind of the main things. The room wasn't so much that difficult, because at the end of the day, I can buy my own stuff. And I think that's kind of what I want to leave you with, is like when you live in another country, or you want to relocate or retire in Thailand, eventually you have to upgrade your condo. What I mean by upgrade, you have to decorate it how you want to decorate it. You got to buy things what makes it feel home to you, makes it feel a little bit more homey. Even right now, me buying the simple things, the bigger things, and stick them in the condo, it makes it feel way more like a home than it was the first 6 months. You know what I mean? The first 6 months here, without anything in here, they just had, of course they had the bed, they had a couch actually sitting in this spot, they had a little couch in the living room that was kind of cheap, a cheap table. Then they had a bunch of random dishes and stuff like that, but that was pretty much it. They didn't even have a table and chairs out on the balcony. So, and I lived like that for like 5 or 6 months until I can't take it anymore, because it just kind of felt like, it kind of just made me start feeling like it's a cheap hotel room. Like you're almost like in a hotel room. It's cheap, they don't put nothing in there. And I started feeling that a little bit, that you didn't want to be in the room. It didn't like lift your spirits. You're around all cheap stuff, cheap furniture and stuff like that. That it kind of like brings you down a little bit, or it kind of makes you feel poor, or makes you feel like you have no money. And that's kind of the worst thing too. And I think the third thing is it doesn't bring that kind of like that family atmosphere, or that home atmosphere that you really want. And everybody goes through this in Thailand. Everyone I talk to, after they're here for a few months, no matter what it is, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, of course, those are the times that you're running around, you're new to Thailand, you're running around sightseeing, doing doing a whole bunch of stuff, going out at nighttime. But sooner or later, you're going to want to kind of settle down, and the more you make your condo, your place, feel like a home, the more you're going to settle in, the more you're going to be happy. And that's kind of what I feel anyway. More you kind of building your home is kind of like your sanctuary. So, this is where you feel at peace and relaxed. So you kind of have to build it to your character, what you like. And it's going to kind of make your stay in Thailand or retirement in Thailand way, way, way more better, rather than just leaving it kind of how the owner decorated it. Then that's what you complain about all the time is, when I catch myself complaining, when I catch myself kind of complaining about maybe a certain topic over and over and over, I tend to just go out and buy. That way I stop complaining about it. Because like I said, with the balcony, there was nothing on the balcony. And, when I first came in here, I kept on saying, why wouldn't they put a table and chairs out in the balcony? So I'd go out and sit on the balcony. So I caught myself kind of, complaining about it. Then one day I woke up and said, you know what? I got to do something about it. I went out and bought a table and chairs for the balcony. Once I bought it, I put it on the balcony. My mind just shuts off. I stopped complaining about it. And, you kind of have to take like personal responsibility yourself too. If the owner don't want to buy anything for the condo, then it's really up to you to do it. I mean, that's just bottom line. So that's kind of what I did. And I kind of made that deal with myself. Well, if I re-sign the lease here for a year, then I'm going to buy everything, kind of redecorate it and make it look a lot better and make it look a lot more homey and more of a peaceful environment than it was. But other than that, my friends, hang in there, peace with you. If you have any questions, comment below and I'll help you out, help you as much as I can. And blessings to you, and I'll see you in the next video.